I'm just staying as hopeful as possible. I want them home. I want to hold them. And I want them home.
RCMP say there is still no sign of two siblings who are believed to have wandered away from their home in Pictou County. They were last seen around 10 a.m. on Friday in the community of Lansdowne Station. RCMP say the search is ongoing and multiple agencies are now involved.
While the search has been ongoing, RCMP officers continued with the missing person investigation, speaking with family and community members to gather tips and other information that could help locate the children. We have not received any confirmed reports of sightings. As of today, May 7th, the active search efforts to locate Lilly and Jack will be scaled back. But we will do everything we can to try and find Jack and Lilly.
We know that everything has been so thoroughly searched that it's time to, as they say, scale back, and we are exhausting people. We're starting to see more injuries coming back the last couple of days. And it's hard terrain.
Okay, so, but you don't believe the children are alive anymore?
No, based on the experts and the review of the facts, the inclement weather, the time frames, and their age, the likelihood that they're alive right now is very low.
We're now on the search for the missing Sullivan children, and we're joined by CTV public safety analyst Chris Lewis. Chris, during your tenure as commissioner of the Ontario Provincial Police, of course, you would have seen similar cases to this. What struck you about that RCMP update yesterday and what they had to say? Was there anything?
Yeah, absolutely there was, Todd, and I saw many searches throughout my career through all ranks across the broad expanse of Ontario, and many of them ended well and many of them didn't. This is a heartbreaker, absolutely, but what struck me the most, I think, is that I left it with a feeling that the RCMP know more than they're telling us, and I get that. You can't tell the public everything, and the detective staff sergeant, I believe, major crime fellow said it very well. I just can't tell you certain things right now. Well, if there's certain things you can't tell, then ultimately there's leads they're following up, in my view.
Okay.
Who, when, where, and why is another issue, but they're on to something.
We heard they don't think the siblings could be alive. Was that something of a surprising admission?
It was an absolute shock to me, to be honest, because I'm thinking after 5-6 days, there's a good chance they're still alive. The weather hasn't been that bad. I've seen searches where people have been 2 weeks in the bush under horrendous conditions. One man was legally blind and still alive. So you just never give up. So to make that statement also makes me think that they're suspecting something more than a couple of children lost in the bush.
Okay.
Sad update this morning on the disappearance 3 weeks ago of two young siblings in rural Nova Scotia. Police have yet to say if they have any new information about what might have happened to them. Police say they still believe 6-year-old Lilly Sullivan and her 4-year-old brother Jack wandered away from their family's home in Lansdowne Station early on May 2nd. An initial 5-day search of the area failed to find any signs of the kids. Police saying they are carefully reviewing the results of a search conducted last weekend, but they say there is no evidence to suggest the children were abducted.
I am joined by someone I truly admire and am happy to call a friend. You probably know him from the behavior panel, but he's also written several books on body language and behavior.
Talk about those. I'm not going to preach. We're going to talk. How's that?
Perfect.
Me and my family still go out sometimes and search, but everything's been searched that we can really dive into at this time. They have over 12,000 man-hours searched in the woods, and they're planning on doing more, which I'm really grateful for.
First off, what was your immediate response when you saw that 10 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever it was?
So I noticed before in another video that he did, he talks very, he speaks in finality. He doesn't say, oh, it's ongoing, He talks as if the search is already done, like it's like, oh yeah, we did that. We searched everything. It's done.
But this guy, his speech patterns change as he's talking about where they have searched. He's got a pretty good little clip going there.
Families still go out sometimes and search, but everything's been searched.
And then he goes to...
everything's been searched.
And, I always say what's going on is the monkey brain is taking over. That cat brain, this is when the guys always joke around when I said I'm bringing a monkey to the dance. I work really hard to get people to this position where they can't think.
Right.
And he is trying to figure the right words. And he says dive in.
Dive into at this time.
Not only does he say that, his shoulders come up and he bounces a little bit when he says it. And it's out of place. Everything, go back and watch cadence, watch pronunciation, watch volume about dive. Watch all those pieces and tell me what you see, or what do you see, Sadie? Because this is out of his base and a weird choice of words. If I were talking to law enforcement, I would start searching the water around this place.
Everything's been searched that we can really dive into at this time.
My little suspicious brain is going, something's up here. Embedded confessions look just like that.
So now we can watch
the mom.
Yeah, let's watch.
I haven't seen her yet at all, so this will be interesting.
Hopeful as possible. I want them home. I want to hold them. And I want them home. What happened was we woke up, I heard them playing in the next room beside us, and I was drifting in and out of sleep, and they're not the type of kids that we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them, watching them, and they happen to just get out that sliding door and we can't hear it when it opens. And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time, and the next thing we knew, it was quiet, and we get up and I tell him, my partner, Daniel, I tell him, do you hear the kids? And he says, no. And we get up instantly. We're looking outside. We're looking everywhere, yelling for them. And I instantly just call 911. I just had the instinct I needed to call. They're both really go-lucky children. They're so sweet. They talk to anyone. They'll talk your ear off. They will speak to anyone in a store. Everyone. They're just extremely sweet kids.
Yeah, when she's talking about what other people have said to her, that's a baseline deviation, because if other people have said something and you're saying, they told me, why would you say the kids are good? They would go outside. I thought I saw disgust in there one time too. But it can be sunlight as well. So there's a reason I didn't mention it when I saw the little nose crinkle.
It's been raining and they're probably soaking wet, but with the sun today, I'm hopeful that they are feeling warm. We're all filled with pain and sorrow because we just want them found.
Look at her forehead now. When she says pain and sorrow, the horseshoe's gone. It was there earlier. Yeah, and in this case, I'm less suspicious of her saying wet because she's saying it's been raining. I get that. The other guy, though, that dive thing is just so out of place. I mean,
to be honest, I had a lot of red flags with her, and I'm still on the fence with the stepfather. So there's one point where she stumbles over the word search effort, which I just stumbled over. So I guess that's not really saying much, but I
heard that.
Was wondering what you thought of that.
Yeah, I heard it, and I didn't assign anything to it because it's a weird, people don't use it every day. It's not like 7-Eleven or something like that, convenience store. The lilting up is my problem. Search effort didn't. And let's go back and listen. I bet when she says search effort, she doesn't lilt up. Mm-hmm. She only does it when she's talking about the kids.
Yeah.
She's asking for approval when she's talking about the kids and not when she's talking about other things. Good call out, though, because those kinds of things sometimes are the biggest red flag.
I appreciate the huge search effort going on right now, but we've been pushing for an Amber Alert, which hasn't been issued.
They were really adamant that they were abducted and they weren't really looking into any other option.
That's different, yeah. When a person comes up with, especially if you live in the woods, the woods, if I live in the woods and my kids have access to a door, truly have access to a door and can go out and play, like I said, number one, I'm going to bolt that door shut because these are little babies,
Absolutely.
But number two, my first horror would be they're lost in the woods.
Yes.
I'm going to try to find them. I would look for footprints and look for all that. I mean, my brain goes to logical first. Mm-hmm. You didn't hear the door open. You didn't hear a kid scream like, oh my God, who's here?
Yes.
So why would you immediately go to abducted? Unless they're saying they wandered in the woods and got abducted.
Right.
And that would mean somebody's waiting for them because they're in the woods. So there's a lot of logic things when somebody immediately goes to they're abducted.
Yeah.
Because that disperses the search.
Exactly.
Quickly and takes people off of other things.
For months, Daniel Martel has tried to hold himself together while strangers online cast him as a villain in the disappearance of his stepchildren, Lilly and Jack Sullivan. He's answered questions from investigators, cooperated, he said, with major crimes, even answered questions from those in group chats online, and told himself that staying calm and keeping faith in the process was the only way forward. But lately, that calm is cracking. Martel says the moment came when he learned, not from police, but from the news, that cadaver dogs would be brought into the search.
RCMP say cadaver dogs will begin searching for Lilly and Jack Sullivan, who went missing in May. But officials are maintaining they don't have any reason to believe that the siblings are dead. Andrew Sampson tells us more.
4.5 months after Lilly and Jack Sullivan went missing from their home in Pictou County, the RCMP says it will send in cadaver dogs trained to pick up the scent of human remains. This is something that family members, including Lilly and Jack's stepfather, have been asking for. So why now? At a news briefing on Friday, an RCMP spokesperson said that although they don't have any information to suggest the children are deceased, they have to consider all avenues. Police say they've been looking into a variety of leads over the course of the investigation, and that they now plan to use the dogs in an area where they believe there is the highest probability of finding Lilly and Jack. 2 dogs and 2 RCMP officers trained in locating human remains are coming from BC to conduct the search.
Are you thinking that the dogs will go in there and won't find anything?
I know for 100% they won't find anything. I mean, that's probably why they waited this long to do it. It's just to keep the public informed, I guess, that they're hard at work.
Daniel told me that he's known for weeks that the dogs were being considered, but the confirmation actually blindsided him. I think they should have told me before they told the press, he said. The way he sees it, the lapse was more than just poor communication. It was a sign that he's no longer being kept in the loop, possibly. I reached out to Martel, first by text, then in a phone call that actually lasted more than an hour and a half. His frustration poured out. He spoke carefully. It was clear that he was pausing to weigh whether a detail might compromise the investigation, but the disappointment in his voice was clear. And he said he doesn't want to hurt the integrity of the case. He has never wanted to hurt the integrity of the case, but he is frustrated. It's a little bit beyond ironic, but the search group Please Bring Me Home did a search this last Saturday looking for Lilly and Jack Sullivan, who disappeared May 2nd of this year, 2025. Among items they found, they came across an old geocache note of Daniel Martel, who at the time of the disappearance was the children's stepfather. Ironically enough, the note is dated May 3rd, 2014. 11 and a half years and 1 day before Lilly and Jack Sullivan disappeared. During this past weekend, the group did search areas of interest, including an area where 2 heat sources had been discovered midnight of the night that the children had gone missing.
One focus, the area where a drone detected 2 heat sources late on May 2nd, just before midnight.
One appears like it could be small object sitting, just 2 heat signatures sitting close together near the water.
RCMP says an officer followed up, found nothing, and determined it was likely a bear, but this group wanted to be certain.
I'm not sure, but it may or may not be the drone hit where the infrared sensors picked up, just because I see a line coming down from up here and leads right down to our water. I'm not sure. I've got to confirm it later on, but we're just going to take note of it and do a special little search around here, especially just in case it is something.
Nothing was found in that specific area, but teams did find a few items of interest.
And it looks like it has like underwear, like it's been burned, and it's the t-shirt. So it's a unique design. So we took a picture, we sent it to the RCMP. They then spoke to family and they said that it's not something they recognize.
Volunteers also came upon a child's bicycle, a blue blanket, and an old geocaching kit with the children's stepfather's name in it. The RCMP says none of the items found are relevant to the investigation, but with everyone feeling unsettled, the volunteer group now plans to bring in cadaver dogs to do continued targeted searches this week.
The father of 2 missing Nova Scotia children has been arraigned on charges of assault, unlawful confinement, and sexual assault. Daniel Martel was arrested in January. There's a publication ban on any information that would identify the alleged victim. Martel is the stepfather of Lilly and Jack Sullivan, who were reported missing from their Pictou County home 10 months ago. Police have said the charges are not related to the children's disappearance. Martel will be back in court at the end of the month for election and plea.
A development in a case that has gripped the nation, a last-minute disclosure of new evidence by the RCMP has led to the sudden adjournment of Daniel Martel's plea hearing in a Pictou courtroom. Martel, 34 years old, is facing charges of sexual assault and forcible confinement. Charges the court has made clear are not connected to the disappearance of the 2 children many have come to know by the names of Lilly and Jack Sullivan. The siblings vanished last May from a Lansdowne Station home Martel once shared with their mother. Their absence, still unexplained, continues to cast a long shadow over every proceeding tied, even indirectly, to this case. Crown Attorney Bill Gorman confirmed that new evidence received from the RCMP just this morning must now be disclosed to the defense, a legal obligation that halted proceedings before a plea could be entered. The new court date has now been set for May the 4th. A publication ban remains in place, protecting the identity of the alleged victim, described only as an adult. The incidents in question are said to have occurred more than a year ago. Yet, even as the court addressed matters unrelated to the children's disappearance, the weight of that unresolved mystery was unmistakable, reports the Global News. The courtroom was filled once again with family members, community residents, and observers from far beyond Nova Scotia. Because this is no longer just a local case. It's a story followed across the country and beyond. And with new evidence now entering the record, one question lingers. What changed, and what does it mean for what comes next? At a press conference marking 1 year since Lilly and Jack Sullivan were reported missing, one of the most significant developments in the case was almost lost in the flow of questions and responses. Police will not be conducting any further ground searches. There was no standalone announcement to that effect, no emphasized transition, just a response folded into a broader answer before the focus shifted elsewhere. But the meaning was unmistakable. The physical search for the children is over.
And I know that there was a volunteer search this weekend. Does RCMP have any plans of doing another search at Lansdowne Station at this time?
We don't have any plans at this time.
Moments later, in that same measured tone, Staff Sergeant Rob McCammon, head of major crimes for East Nova Scotia, was asked whether he believed the children were dead or alive. He did not waver. He said his outlook has not changed since the end of the first week they were reported missing. It's unlikely they are alive.
Do you believe Jack and Lilly are alive or dead?
I think I've already said that before. I think it was my first press debrief.
People are still searching.
Yeah, I know, and well, it hasn't changed. I think the chances that Jack and Lilly are alive are very slim. So,
two statements delivered without emphasis, yet together it's a powerful combination. Lilly, at the time 6, and Jack, her brother 4, were reported missing on May 2nd, 2025 from a rural property near Lansdowne Station in Pictou County. A 911 call placed at approximately 10:01 a.m. triggered a large-scale response. And still one question remains unanswered, and perhaps unanswerable. Where are you, Lilly and Jack?